Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm so excited to be bringing you guys a review of the new Kylie Cosmetics Royal Peach palette. Woohoo! And so I got this palette on Tuesday because it was supposed to get here last week because I bought it in the first release of it, but USPS was having some troubles and sent it out for delivery and then took it like 20 miles away and then brought it back. It was really weird, but I finally got it, so I'm going to be doing the review today. So the first part of this video is going to be swatches, and then the second part is going to be a review and a comparison to the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and then at the end, I'll let you guys know which one I like better and which one I think you guys should be checking out. So without further ado, let's get right into the swatches. So the first shade is Sorbet, next is Seashell, Peachy, and then Royal, which is that pretty blue color. It doesn't swatch the best, it's a little bit chalky. Then we have Queen Bee and Duke, and those are all of the shades in the first row. Then in the second row, we have Duchess, Sandy, and then Mojito, which is that really nice green shade that I love. And next is North Star, which it looks better there than it actually looks when you put it on your eye, but I'm going to get to that. Then we have Crush and Cinnamon, and that's the second row. Now I'm just doing some comparison swatches with the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced. That one was Candied Peach compared to Peachy in the Kylie palette. Next I'm comparing Summer Yum to the shade Cinnamon. They look similar more so in the pan than they looked when I swatched them out. And then the last one is the shade Puree compared to Sandy. Those are pretty similar in both palettes. Alright, so those were the swatches, and this is the outer packaging of the palette. It's really cute. It's Kylie's eyes. I guess they're her eyes. And I really like the eyeshadow look too. I was going to do it, but everyone's been doing it, so I wanted to do something a little different. And then the palette itself looks like this. It just says Kylie on it. And when you open it, you get this beautiful array of peachy and more pops of colors in here, and her brush. Now, oh, and you get a mirror. Here you go. So I really like the brush that it comes with. I think it's kind of comparable to the MAC 217 type of brush where it's a blending brush, but it's not super fluffy. So you can kind of use it for different things. I think that it works well. I know some people were complaining that theirs were like shedding and stuff, but mine hasn't given me any problems, and I like using it with the matte shades in the palette. So I definitely think it's a good value that they added it, because some brushes that come in palettes end up being super like low quality. So I definitely think this one was a good addition. So when I first swatched the shades in this palette, I was honestly really disappointed in the shimmer shades because they swatched like shit, honestly. They were super sheer, and even the royal blue color that looks really awesome. Like that's one of the main reasons I kind of wanted the palette, because it was really pretty looking. It swatches out just, as you saw from the swatches, just dry, chalky, and when it goes on the eye, it definitely does not blend the easiest, and it comes off as more of a muted blue. So I was disappointed in that, but once I started playing around with the shimmer shades and I started putting them on my eyes, I noticed that they do come off sheer at first, but if you spray the brush with some sort of setting spray and then you pack it onto your lid, they actually come across really nice. So, I mean, you don't always want to have to be doing that when you buy a palette, but it's just something to keep in mind if you're really like dead set on these colors, that you can do that just to get the pigmentation that they look like in the pan. On the other hand, the matte shades in this palette are really beautiful. They blend really nicely, they go on the eye really pigmented, and they blend out beautifully. So definitely those are great. I think they are comparable to the matte shades in the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I don't think they're any better or worse, and I know that a lot of people say that this is bad quality or that they don't really like it that much, but I personally really like it, and I like the shades that it comes with, and I think that Kylie did a really great job choosing different shades that aren't just your standard neutrals, and she added like really nice pops of color. So I definitely think that this palette is worth picking up if you're into these colors. Now, if you're looking for more neutral colors and just a few peachy tones, I would definitely go for the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which I'm gonna get now. So here are the two palettes side by side. You do get more shades in the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, but there are a few duds in here that I don't think are really usable for anyone, even if you like the colors. Like this dark purple with glitter in it is just super sheer when it comes out on the eye, and this purplish shade right here that has shimmer looks like legit brown when you put it on your eye, which sucks because it's so pretty. But if you are looking for something that's a little bit more versatile that you can use in the daytime and then make more of a nighttime look with it, I like the Sweet Peach palette better for that because you do get more dark shades. This one, the Kylie palette, the darkest shade you get is really like this one up here, which is an orangey shimmer color, like a dark orangey shimmer. And then this one is more of just an orange matte color. And I mean, that's not really dark. I'm using this one on my lower lash line right now, so that's what it looks like. And then I'm also using the shade Queen Bee, which is this pretty gold shimmery shade on my lid, and this shade Peachy in my crease, along with Sandy, which is this brown shade right here, and Crush, which is a nice, it's like a shimmer shade, but it's very little bit of a shimmer, so it's more of a satin finish, so you can use it in the crease and it won't look like you have crazy glitter in your crease. And I like the way the look came out. And yesterday I actually used this palette also, and I used the green shade in the palette called Mojito, and I used that on the lid, and it was really beautiful. I got a lot of compliments on that. So for me personally, I would recommend getting this one if you already have a lot of neutrals in your collection and you're looking to add more peachy shades and pops of color, just because you do get more unique shades in here. But if you don't have a lot of neutral palettes and you love the peachy idea, I would go with the Sweet Peach palette, especially if you know that you're not going to be using like a lavender and a blue and a green, then definitely go with this one. So if you really like eyeshadows that have a buttery texture, these aren't the most buttery in my opinion. Like I know the Lorac and the Anastasia palettes, those have that kind of texture where you dip your brush into it and you have to like tap off like a shit ton before you can put it on your eye, or else the fallout's gonna get everywhere. I like this one because it doesn't have that problem, so you can kind of just tap your brush in and just go right into the crease and not have to worry about fallout everywhere, which is nice. But I obviously do love Anastasia palettes and those shadows because those, you know, really pack a punch when you put them on. But these are also really nice. So it's just something to think about. If you really hate kick up and you hate that kind of stuff, then you're definitely gonna like the texture of these shadows. So the biggest problem I've been seeing people have with this palette is the smell, which I'm sure you guys have heard different reviewers talking about. So in my opinion, as far as my palette is concerned, I don't really notice a smell at all unless I put my nose like right up to it while I'm using it and then I take a whiff of it. But if I'm just using it on my eyes, I don't notice a smell like when I open it. It's not something that's making me go crazy or that I would, you know, think to return it or email customer service about. But I'm pretty sure, just based on how big the problem has gotten, that I think they probably have some bad batches or there's some issues with quality control. So I think if that's like a huge breaking point for you, that like if that were to happen to you, you'd be totally disappointed and you wouldn't be happy with the palette and it would, you know, give you headaches or something like that, then I guess I would skip on it. But for me, my palette hasn't had a smelly problem at all. I think, so the smell kind of reminds me of, if you guys know the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette, that one, when I first got it, it had that same kind of a smell. But then after I started using it a few times, the smell kind of went away. So it's like kind of that cardboardy, they're probably made in the same factory, honestly, or something like that over in China. But they have that like same chemically cardboard, cheapish smell. But it's not something that really bothers me. So I wouldn't say that that should be a breaking point for you guys. All right, guys. So overall, I definitely give this palette a thumbs up from me. I think it's great. I love the shades in it. I like the selection, and I like that you can get different looks that are more unique with this. But of course, I also love my Sweet Peach palette, and it has a special place in my heart, and I'm going to keep using both. And let me know in the comments down below which palette you guys like better. I'll also be posting a tutorial using the Kylie palette later this week, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing yet, but I'm going to try to put something fun together because I've noticed a lot of people are doing like the same looks with the palette, just basically a peachy everywhere, which is nice, but I just want to try something maybe with the blue and the green, something cool. So definitely stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like this video and leave me a comment down below letting me know what videos you want me to film next, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a tutorial later this week, like I mentioned, on a look using the Kylie palette, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!